For centuries, it has captivated, bewildered, and stubbornly defied explanation. Loch Ness, a place of stark beauty, shrouded in an enigma as deep as its inky waters. Here, in the Scottish Highlands, legend whispers of a creature so elusive, so extraordinary, it has become known by a single evocative name: Nessie. The story of the Loch Ness Monster is not a modern invention. Its roots plunge deep into the ancient soil of Scotland, entwined with Celtic myths and folklore. As far back as the 6th century AD, the biography of Saint Columba recounts a remarkable incident. It is said that the Irish monk, venturing into the land of the Picts, commanded a water beast to retreat after it attacked a swimmer in the River Ness, which flows from the loch. This tale, predating modern monster mania by millennia, hints at a long-held belief in strange beings inhabiting these waters. Scottish folklore is replete with stories of mythical water kelpies and shape-shifting creatures, laying a rich foundation for the Nessie legend to take hold. These early whispers suggest that the human imagination has long projected mystery onto the dark surface of Loch Ness. The modern phenomenon of Nessie, as we know it today, ignited in the age of speed and spectacle. The 1930s, a newly constructed road carved along the loch's northern banks suddenly offered unprecedented views of the water's surface. In April 1933, a local couple's account of encountering a dragon or prehistoric monster crossing their path and plunging into the loch was published in a Scottish newspaper. This marked a pivotal moment. The story resonated, spreading through the burgeoning global media, and Loch Ness was thrust into the international spotlight. Photographic evidence soon followed. Hugh Gray's grainy image, captured in 1933, purported to show a large serpentine shape emerging from the waves. While indistinct by today's standards, it fueled the burgeoning narrative. The hunt for Nessie was on. Then, in 1934, came the photograph that would define the legend for generations: the surgeon's photo. Published in the Daily Mail, this seemingly clear image depicted a creature with a long neck and small head, strikingly reminiscent of a plesiosaur, a dinosaur believed to have been extinct for 66 million years. The world was captivated. Monster hunters flocked to the loch. Speculation ran wild, and Nessie became a global sensation. For decades, the surgeon's photo stood as the most compelling visual evidence. However, the truth, when it finally surfaced in 1994, was a stark reminder of the ease of deception. The iconic image was revealed to be an elaborate hoax, a fabricated setup using a toy submarine and a plastic and wooden head. The revelation was engineered, in part, by Marmaduke Wetherill, a man previously hired by the Daily Mail to find the monster, only to be publicly humiliated when his monster footprints turned out to be made with a hippopotamus foot umbrella stand. The surgeon's photo may have been debunked, but the sightings continued. Throughout the 20th century, countless individuals claimed to have witnessed something extraordinary in Loch Ness. From blurry photographs and shaky film footage, like Tim Dinsdale's 1960 film analyzed as potentially showing a creature moving against the waves, to eyewitness accounts describing everything from seal-like forms to dinosaurian shapes. The reports were varied and often contradictory. Yet despite decades of observation, no truly definitive photographic or video evidence emerged. Many early accounts were inconsistent, and some proved to be cases of misidentification. In 1852, villagers reportedly armed themselves against a sea serpent, only to discover it was a pony taking a bath. In 1933, George Spicer claimed to see Nessie carrying a lamb in its mouth, an image that clashes sharply with the more common plesiosaur descriptions. Suspicion grew alongside the sightings. The monster was proving stubbornly elusive when concrete proof was sought. As technology advanced, so too did the methods of monster hunting. Sonar, originally developed for submarine detection, offered a new way to probe the murky depths of Loch Ness. In 1972, large-scale sonar sweeps were conducted, followed by the ambitious Operation Deep Scan in 1987. Boats crisscrossed the loch, emitting acoustic pulses into the water, hoping to paint a picture of what lay beneath. Operation Deep Scan, while failing to produce a conclusive image of a monster, did detect several unexplained sonar contacts, fueling speculation that something large and animate might inhabit the loch. Despite these efforts, and further sonar explorations in subsequent years, no consistent, repeatable, and identifiable image of a creature emerged. Even in recent times, sonar anomalies continue to be reported. In 2020, a cruise operator detected a peculiar sonar contact, an unusual echo that defied easy explanation. Was it Nessie, or simply another anomaly, a trick of the deep? Sonar, while powerful, is not infallible. It can detect objects, but it struggles to definitively identify them. A large fish shoal, a submerged log, unusual water density, all can create sonar returns that mimic something more mysterious. What could Nessie be? For believers, the most captivating theory has long been biological, a surviving plesiosaur. The surgeon's photo, despite its fraudulent nature, cemented this image in the public consciousness. Plesiosaurs were marine reptiles that thrived in the Mesozoic era. Could a remnant population have somehow persisted in the isolated depths of Loch Ness? Cryptozoologists, those who study unconfirmed or hidden animals, find this idea compelling. They point to the numerous sightings, the enduring mystery, and the human desire to believe in the unknown as reasons to keep the plesiosaur possibility alive. More recently, scientific investigations have steered the biological debate in a different direction. In 2018, a comprehensive environmental DNA, or eDNA study, was conducted in Loch Ness. Researchers collected water samples from across the loch, analyzing them for traces of DNA left behind by living organisms. The results were revealing. No evidence of plesiosaur DNA was found, nor was there DNA from any other unknown large animal species. However, the study did uncover a significant presence of eel DNA, far more than expected. Could Nessie, therefore, be a giant eel? While conventional eels do inhabit Loch Ness, the sheer volume of eel DNA detected raised eyebrows. Could mutated or unusually large eels account for some sightings? The eDNA study offered a tantalizing, if somewhat less fantastical, biological possibility. Skeptical scientists offer a range of more mundane explanations. Misidentification is a key factor. Seals, otters, even large sturgeon, which can inhabit freshwater lochs, could be mistaken for something monstrous, especially in murky conditions or at a distance. Floating logs, boat wakes, and unusual wave patterns can create fleeting, deceptive shapes on the water's surface, playing tricks on the eye. Optical illusions caused by atmospheric conditions or the way light refracts off the water can further distort perceptions. Beyond misidentification and optical phenomena, scientists point to fundamental ecological and geological constraints that make a large unknown creature highly improbable. Loch Ness is relatively young, formed by glacial activity only around 10,000 years ago. Until 18,000 years ago, it was covered by a mile-thick sheet of ice. For a creature like a plesiosaur, thought to be a tropical reptile, the cold waters of Loch Ness would be inhospitable. Furthermore, the loch's connection to the sea, the River Ness, is shallow, cold, and above sea level, making it an unlikely migration route for a large marine animal. The food supply within Loch Ness is also a limiting factor. Researchers estimate a relatively low biomass of fish, around 22 tons, likely insufficient to sustain a breeding population of large creatures. And perhaps most damning, despite extensive dredging and sonar scans since the 1970s, no plesiosaur bones, or bones of any unknown large creature, have ever been found in Loch Ness, a lake with a bottom considered ideal for fossil preservation. If the scientific evidence leans heavily against a real monster, why does the Nessie legend persist? The answer, in part, lies in the power of culture and the enduring human fascination with mystery. The modern Nessie myth took off in the 1930s, a period coinciding with a surge in dinosaur popularity and the release of the blockbuster film King Kong, featuring prehistoric monsters. The cultural zeitgeist was ripe for a real-world monster to capture the public imagination. Nessie became more than just a creature. She became a symbol of the unknown, the unexplored, the possibility that wonders still lurk in the hidden corners of our world. The legend has spawned countless movies, books, TV shows, and a vast array of merchandise. Tourism to the Loch Ness region thrives on the Nessie mystique, with attractions like the Loch Ness Center and deep scan cruises, drawing visitors eager to delve into the legend. It's estimated that the Loch Ness Monster contributes tens of millions of pounds annually to the Scottish economy, attracting around 1 million tourists each year. This economic incentive may, in itself, contribute to the enduring appeal and perpetuation of the myth. So, what is the Obscura verdict? Is Nessie real? The weight of scientific evidence suggests not. Misidentification, natural phenomena, and even outright hoaxes likely account for many, if not all, sightings. The ecological and geological realities of Loch Ness present formidable challenges to the existence of a large unknown creature. And yet, the mystery endures. Sonar anomalies remain unexplained. Eyewitness accounts, however unreliable, continue to be reported. And the human imagination, fueled by a thirst for the extraordinary, refuses to let the legend fade. Perhaps Nessie is not a biological entity in the traditional sense. Perhaps she is something more, a manifestation of our collective longing for wonder in a world increasingly mapped and explained. Or perhaps, just perhaps, something still lurks beneath the surface of Loch Ness, something that science has yet to fully comprehend. If a legend like the Loch Ness Monster has captivated generations, if it has persisted through centuries of skepticism and scrutiny, it begs the question, if Nessie, in some form, can survive in the murky depths of our awareness, what else might be lurking unseen in the vast, unexplored oceans and hidden wildernesses of our world?